Okay, if you're not in your down dog, make your way back there now. Send your right leg up, inhale, step your way forward, low lunge. And then back knee down, crescent lunge, once again here. Reach up through the chest, interlace your hands behind your back here, send the fist down the back thigh. Once again, squeeze the outer hips inward so they're stable. Let there be effort in the shape. And then tuck your left toes under, high lunge with the bind. Keep drawing the shoulders back and down. Feel the space between the shoulder blades narrow into one another. And release your arms up by the ears. Great. So find a little bit of bounce in the back knee. We're going to go straight into eagle pose if you can, Garudasana in one swoop. If you need to break it down, take your left knee into your chest at the top of the mat, and then wrap your left thigh on top, wrap your left arm underneath, and then you can start to squeeze your elbows towards the knees. You can single or double wrap your left foot around the standing leg. Draw your left hip back because you're going to want to twist with the wrap of the left knee. So imagine you can clamp both hips right in place there. Draw the thumbs away from the face. Feel the shoulders wrap around the sides of the body. Nice. And then slowly unravel into a chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands interlaced behind your back, send the fist down. Once again, warrior three, right leg back this time. Switching the standing legs, freeing up the weight off the right leg this time. And then point your right toes. Lift your toes up towards the sky and up dog your chest. So it's almost like a locust pose in your warrior three. Find the back bend. Good. Step your feet together. Once again, chair pose. Send your fist down your back body. And then fold belly towards the thighs. Drop your head over. Reach the fist overhead. And if it feels wobbly, then take your feet a little wider so that they're hips width. If they feel okay with the feet together, then stay. And definitely feel free to keep a bend in the knees here. Keep reaching the fist up so that you lift the shoulders off the ears and let the head get heavy towards the ground. Shift a little more weight into your toes without letting the heels leave the ground. And then tilt your pubic bone forward like you're pouring a bowl of soup out, and you can lift up through the tailbone. Feel all that stretch into the back of the hamstrings. Nice. Hands release to the ground, half lift, breathe in. Walk or jump your way back, plank into chaturanga, flow through it your way. We'll find each other once again in downward facing dog. Good, left leg up, inhale. Step forward, low lunge. Back knee down for your crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana asana. Hands interlace behind your back, opposite thumb on top this time. Send the fist heavy down the back thigh as you reach up through the chest. Hug the left hip in even more. It's going to want to pop out to the side as you lunge into your front knee. Breathe fully as you stretch the chest open and stretch open through the belly. And then tuck your right toes under, high lunge with the fist, still bound. Deep bend of the front knee, light rise of the chest, and then reach your arms up by the ears. Find the softness of the back knee. Into eagle pose, top of the mat. Again, if you need to break it down, right knee into your chest at the top first and then wrap, or if you can get there in one swoop, right thigh on top, right arm underneath, single or double wrap, and then slowly start to fold. Clamp your inner thighs together here. Draw your outer right hip back as you draw the left hip forward. Let the forearms get heavy towards the mat. Deep bend of your left knee. That's going to give you space to wrap the legs really well here. Breathe generously into the back of the heart here. Unravel the legs, Utkatasana chair pose. Hands interlace behind you. Send the fist away from the neck. And then standing on your right leg, send the left leg back. Virabhadrasana 3. Once you're balanced, point your left toes. And then lift up through the chest and the left foot. Send the fist back still, but there's a lift of the fist as well to help the heart rise even more. Variation of locust pose meets Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. Keep the bind of the hands, chair, Utkatasana. If you need to separate the feet, do so. And then fold your way into your legs as you drop your head. Keep rising up through the fists here as the sides of the neck grow long through the weight of the head dropping in towards the feet. Move a little more weight into the fronts of the toes, into the balls of the feet, and find more evenness of weight distribution throughout all four edges of the feet here. Good. Release your hands to the ground, half lift, breathe in. Walk or jump your way back, plank to chaturanga. Move through your vinyasa your way. Let's meet back up in down dog. Nice. Come on forward to your plank pose. Drop your knees down, child's pose. Slither onto your belly, low cobra. And then walk your hands forward so that your elbows are directly here under your shoulders, 90 degrees. Forearms parallel. Wrist, elbows, shoulders all in line here. So having really clean lines of energy here. For your Sphinx pose, spread your fingers wide, close your eyes for a moment here. And then notice if you're just kind of collapsing here into the shoulders. If you're doing that, press into your elbows so you get lift into the chest here. Press down into the tops of the feet, tops of the ankles. And think about pressing your pubic bone down, almost like you tuck the belly in a little bit more. And then think about grabbing at the ground with your fingertips and then dragging the ground towards you so that the heart moves forward a little bit. Right? It may not even be visible, but energetically, we want to get everything working. Gain that middle back bend here. Good. And then rest for a moment. You can make a pillow with your hands here. Take a brief rest, take a little nap. Just a quick one. Catch your breath, let that movement sink in. And let's do it again, Sphinx pose. Set it up, elbows under. You're familiar with the shape now. And then tuck your toes under from your Sphinx pose. Lift your pelvis and your thighs off the ground. Forearm plank. Strong through the belly, puff into that space between the shoulder blades on the back body. Those that want to walk their feet forward for dolphin pose, like a down dog, then you'll do that. And if you're taking forearm stand practice in your journey, then you'll add that in. Not going to break that down today. But in your forearm plank, if you're staying here, think about a slight tucking of the tailbone here. Press the heel bones back a lot and reach the heart forward. So it's like you could stretch in two directions. Press down into the thumbs and then point your fingers, and then press down into the elbows more. All right, so rather than letting the belly and the heart drip down, everything through the front body is a long line of energy. And then check if you're holding your breath. If you are, see if you can free that up and then find the smoothness in the in and out breaths. Good. Drop the pelvis down. If you went upside down into forearm stand, come on back. Sphinx pose. Hands interlaced behind your back from your Sphinx. Point your toes, lift your toes off the ground right into your Shalabhasana. Go long through the back of the neck. So the gaze is slightly forward of the mat without cranking the neck, right? So there's not a deep jutting of the chin forward. We want the back of the neck stay long. And then think about the pinky toes getting heavier. And it's almost like the big toes could spin up towards the ceiling. It's just going to widen the low back. And then come on down, a little nap pose, hands together. Head rests down onto the backs of the hands, gazing in the other direction. Okay, and then Dhanurasana, bow pose this time. Bend your knees, reach back for your ankles, tops of the feet, and then kick and lift. And if you can't grab for your feet, just swing your arms alongside the body and use the strength of your back body to find the lift in the heart. If you can bind, then use the strength of your legs to kick the hands back and let that help you rise the chest even more. Breathe fully and breathe generously. Good. Come on down. Wide knee child's pose. Take your toes together and your knees as wide as the mat so that there's space for your belly to dip down between the inner thighs. Rest your seat towards the heels. Drop your forehead down. If the forehead doesn't touch the ground, it's a great place to slide that block underneath the forehead or even a pillow or a blanket. Let's let the heart dip down into that space between the knees. Smooth out the breath. Settle into the being. Nice. And then tuck your toes right into your downward facing dog.